It's like life is like a Jesus school. It's like the most important thing we can learn about is Jesus. He's the King of the universe. He's trying to get us to believe in Him. He's trying to get us to teach truth about Him to others, have a good relationship with Him ourselves, and try to teach others how to do likewise. Make disciples. And it's like people go to school. Do they learn much about Jesus in these schools? Unless it's maybe a church school or something. Or their parents are trying to teach them something about Jesus. Most people have parents who don't care about teaching their kids about Jesus. It's sort of like Satan's child training. The parents are following demons and are teaching the kids to follow demons. To make the world and the things of the world more important to them than Jesus. Instead of making Jesus more important to them than the things of the world. So we got parents and schools and media trying to teach people Jesus ain't important, the created things of the world are. Sin's better than obedience or something. And kids are growing up in this atmosphere, this Satan's child training atmosphere. The good news is that people can be reparented by God or retaught by God. They can start to get saved through the cross, start to get close to God, start to let Him teach them the truth about Him. Nobody has to be ignorant of this stuff. You can start reading the Bible, let Jesus be your truth teacher as you read the Bible at any time in your life, like I did. And then you can become a Jesus expert. The most important thing for success, being a Jesus expert. But most people don't understand that or believe in that. They think Jesus ain't important. They want to be experts in almost everything else but Jesus. But if you become a Jesus expert, then you're the top expert in the world. Being a truth teacher for God, like Jesus was a truth teacher for God, one of the highest careers on earth, which can get greatly rewarded in heaven on our judgment day. So we live in something like a Jesus school, and then we have this like testings and stuff like that to see how if we pass them or not, temptations from Satan or suffering circumstances. And then it's like our report card day or something in the future, judgment day. It's like Jesus is trying to say to us, how much can you learn about me from birth or something? This will help you out in the future. It's like, go to my school and learn about me, but not too many people are choosing to follow Jesus to do this. The Bible says in the Old Testament, train up your kids to understand God and His truth or something. The New Testament says train up your children in the ways of God, the ways of Jesus. We could have two examples. We could have like the religious leader's example, not to try to be like, they're following their father Satan and trying to be like him. And we got Jesus' example, which we are supposed to try to be like, who was the exact image of God or whatever. Jesus was like God walking on the earth as our example to follow. Like Paul said, follow my example like I follow Christ's example. So that's what we got to look to. Read the Gospels. Try to be more like Jesus. Not by yourself, but with His power and His help to, with Christ living in you to help you to do it. So we don't have to try to understand what the Bible teaches by ourselves. Jesus, the one who wrote the Bible, can teach us everything we need to know as we read it. And then you can't teach anybody else how to have a good relationship with God or know truth about Him unless you know truth about Him and have a good relationship with God yourself. So it's hard to find like good truth teachers about Jesus today. Most of them are like partially right or something. So we have to think of life like a Jesus school, and we decide how well we want to do at it. Become an expert in Jesus and get a great career in heaven forever after we die, or be ignorant of Jesus and die and go to hell forever. Fail at your Jesus school and go to hell, or pass at your Jesus school and go to heaven forever. So that's a bit about Jesus school.